What up? Hello. Welcome to Absolute Cuts.
Well, how's it going?
Not bad. We're in my house today. Don't quite know why. It's because it's a lovely sunny day and I've got a bay window.
Well, it's because we have, because of last week, we got thrown off with the wedding and stuff like that. And then we had shows. And then,
Oh shit! Yeah.
And then I was meant to be here yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was ill. And I had to get in. Thankfully, I couldn't. I was in no crack yesterday. Oh, see today though, full of crack.
Really?
So much crack. I've got. It's in my butt. I can feel
Yesterday
it.
should have been the crack day because yesterday it was Paddy's Day,
Yeah.
which is the day of crack.
The day of crack. Yeah. The day of that fucking. He was Welsh.
Was he?
Aye.
Fuck off. I think St Andrew was Greek. No, he might be the patron saint of Greece as well. That might be because there's always that funny distinction of the fact he's a patron saint of Scotland and the patron saint of Greece.
Right.
See, I was going to ask about the legend of St Patrick.
Yeah.
Is it mythology? There's not a true story where a guy drove all the snakes out of Ireland, is there?
No, that's symbolism.
It's symbolism.
So-
Are the snakes the British?
The snakes are pagans.
The snakes are pagans. Ah.
Yeah, so snakes are pagans. So basically, all he did was he was Welsh. He got stolen by like Irish raiders.
Right.
He was in Ireland when he was a kid. Escaped, went back, became a priest, became a saint. Oh no, he's a saint after. Was a priest.
Yeah.
Then came back to Ireland to drive paganism out of Ireland. He was basically meant to have brought Christianity to Ireland. So basically, I actually don't really know why we're celebrating him. We're like, oh, this is the guy that brought that sea of rapists that has shagged all of our children for dead generations. But yes, so that's.
I'm not entirely sure what St Andrew has done. I don't think there's any cool story. 'Cause you get the snake. St George defeated a dragon.
Did he?
Not St George. Who's St David? Is it St? No, St George defeated a dragon, didn't he?
Okay.
St George's Day. St David, the Welsh, I'm assuming, must have done something with a dragon. Rode a dragon.
Shagged a
Did
dragon.
something with a
He
dragon.
managed to shag a dragon. That would actually be harder to do than kill a dragon.
That would be aye.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if you're to shag it, it would need to be from behind as well.
Oh yeah, you couldn't do
Because you
missionary.
couldn't keep the wings. Although the dragon on top would be interesting, just flapping the wings at you, fanning you down. Imagine the dragon on top,
Yeah.
and while you're inside the dragon, it takes off. So you're flying inside, shagging the dragon. Woof,
What have we started
baby!
this
And then as it makes its descent, it just there's a barbecue sitting, and it just
Yeah.
flames all over it, and then you get down to a lovely burger.
Have you ever been to a Paddy's Day parade? Obviously,
Yeah,
they're terrible, aren't they?
I've only been. I've never been to one in Ireland. I've always seen them. Well, I've seen them in films and a couple of TV shows, like the big ones in Boston and New York and stuff.
Yeah, it's Boston, Chicago. The big
Yeah.
one, and
They always look like. Do you know the Paddy's Day parades in films, and when you see them on the news and stuff, they always look like. See, whenever a cop dies in a film
yeah.
at the funeral, it seems exactly like a St Paddy's Day parade.
That's yeah.
Because basically every cop in Chicago's Irish, and then they've got a bar. that
they always
go
have
in,
It's like The
and then,
Wire.
and then suddenly they all remember these old Irish songs, and they're fucking tanning whiskey and the.
That does happen sometimes. That is one that I don't get embarrassed about it, but
Yeah.
I'm also like, if there was somebody not Irish in it, I'd be like, ooh,
Yeah.
there's no way they're not looking at each other going, what's this old cunt just kicked off? You know, you're in the middle of
Yeah.
a chat, next thing some old lad just goes, oh, the fucking
Yeah,
7th
yeah.
of July. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, I'm chatting about glass and someone.
George Fox, the comic, has got a great bit about all the songs being about English invaders.
Yeah.
There's like all these
Oh,
lovely
he
Irish
does,
songs,
yeah,
where they all start off as like lovely lullabies and lovely love songs. You actually listen to the lyrics. Oh, and then the boats come in.
Yeah, a lot of that type of carry on. But yeah, good day. I think it would be better if it was a race. You know, like the floats, like that red.
The floats have to race.
That'd be much better, like than like because you're watching a parade and it is just ugly kids and fucking cheap outfits and stuff. But if you had erased them like the Red Bull things and they smash into pieces,
yeah. I mean, it's big business. Are the ones in like Dublin and stuff? Are they massive? St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah. It'd be pretty big.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's grim being out in Dublin on Paddy's Day because you have to be out at like 10 o'clock, find a seat, and then be like, this is our seat for 14 hours.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's thing, and then it just gets too crowded.
Yeah.
And you're 4.5 hours trying to get a drink.
Yeah, it's the same Oktoberfest.
Isn't
it? Very different. Very different. There's no floats at Oktoberfest, and there's no leprechauns, but it's pretty much the same. You have to buy. You have to because they've got different breweries. Have got different tents.
Yeah.
So you need to get in there and get your seat if you want to get on one of the big ones.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's fucking like it's insane. Like sitting in the same place drinking all day is a task.
Yeah.
A real task.
You want a bit of movement.
Aye. You need that fresh air at some point.
Yeah.
Because you just sitting down. It's like the old Billy Connolly thing where you're drunk from the legs up.
Yeah,
so you're sitting there thinking you're fairly sober, and then you try and stand and you just buckle down. So
collapse under yourself.
You have a T-shirt we have to mention.
Oh yes, yeah, absolute cunts. This one, it's not official merch.
No,
because I enjoy it because it's got the full blown, profanity.
Yeah,
let's just say. Yeah. So this is Pauline, who listens to the podcast. Obviously, she's one of the patrons and everything as well. She came to watch my solo show in Monkey Barrel, and she had these for me afterwards. There's one for you too, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, Pauline.
There we go.
Oh, that's lovely.
There we go.
As always, double check. Fuck you, Pauline. 2 extra large.
What?
Unbelievable. 2XL.
She goes to me, I have to try and wing it. I feel like I had to go bigger on both because you can't go smaller on both.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Big fat bastard size.
2XL. I've never owned a 2XL thing in my life.
Well, now you do.
Now, luckily, they are Primark shirts, so this is gonna shrink down to about a medium after the first wash. No, thank you, Pauline. That's very, very nice of you.
That's great.
What was I going to say to you?
I always kept doing this as if I'm going to flip my nipple.
So
Woo!
She must have had to go into a printing shop and have cunts put on it, which
fair play to them.
I'm surprised that they would do it.
Yeah, some place about no profanity.
I'll tell you what, I'll bring it through actually because we're going to do 2 episodes this week because we missed last week because of the wedding. So I'll bring it to the next episode. My pal Chris brought me this because he's like, I've still got these. I'm going to throw them out. Do you want them? And I was like, I wouldn't mind. I'm going to do a bit about it in my show on Friday. And it's T-shirts that we had made for our first ever lads' holiday in Malia. And good God Almighty, so there's there's a picture on the front, right, of what looks like a gopher or a groundhog.
Yeah. That's just like an underground squirrel.
Yes, but we'd asked for a beaver.
Okay.
Right? I think you can see where this is going.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And then above the cartoon beaver, it says Malia Muff Hunt.
For fuck's sake.
And then we've got our names on the back, and then hilariously below it, we've got numbers like a football, but beside the numbers, it's got the inches mark.
Oh, for God's sake!
The more you find out about it, the more you're like, fucking
so
hell, man. Honestly, I can't even remember what my nickname was for it because they couldn't. Obviously, I had mine and I've lost mine, and my pal Chris could only find mine and Johnny's.
Okay.
And Chris's dad is he's German, so Chris is just called the German on the back. My pal Johnny is called Family Guy, and this is purely because that summer before we went, he thought he'd got a girl back at his uni pregnant, right? And we thought it was fucking hilarious, the fact that he was going to have a child that clearly would have come into the world, and had it been kept, had the most horrific life possible by 2 parents that clearly didn't want to be together, had pumped had pumped in like a one night stand, so a massive error and mistake, and we were laughing about this all fucking. Oh, it'd be fucking hilarious if you're a dad now at 17.
The Family Guy.
Oh God!
And-
So that's what it says. It says Family Guy number 10 inches.
Oh, fuck's sake. The Malia Muff Hunters.
The Malia Muff Hunt,
Where's Malia?
Greece.
Yeah, okay. So the Malia Muff Hunters.
It's unbelievable.
What happened? Would you imagine if you came back though and it actually became legend, like local legend?
What the Muff
You-
Hunt
like,
boys?
Yeah, yeah. You come back and there's like
Yeah.
like themed bars, and you're like, you're just like, what have I done when I was here? Pictures of you. You're now there with your family, and it's just a picture of you, the Malia Muff Hunters, number 2 with the inch
Years.
right back.
Years later, this hunt as a Greek kid's going about with big teeth. The fuck?
What's this?
Some damage the Muff Hunt boys did when they were here.
It's like that scene in True Romance. They changed the whole bloodline forever.
Yeah, God, just taking away the Greek sallow skin, pasty white fucking.
There's something about this town. It's just full of fucking.
Why are all the kids drinking?
Just taking swings of a bottle. That's so fucking funny. The Malia Muff Hunters.
Oh,
That'd be
God.
great if they had the dates and a timeline and everything. There's like museums.
Yeah, like you know how on our iPhone, the Battle of the Boyne always comes up
Aye.
on the 12th. If it came up July the 15th every year, the Malia Muff Hunt. People out dressed as beavers.
Yeah.
Kids getting pictured with a massive beaver like that.
It's been 15 years since the Malia Muff Hunt. Our first Malia Muff Hunt. It's so stupid. None of you as well. That's so funny that none of you would know until one of you went back. Lads.
Buy those books, 1001 festivals you must experience before you die. The fucking rolling of the cheese, the running of the Pamplona bulls, the Malia Muff Hunt. Where young men just go out and sexually harass women all day.
Dressed as beavers.
Oh my
Walking
God.
around looking at these women going, damn.
Jesus Christ. Oh, good God. We not even talked about your best man duties.
Yeah.
Almost a week ago today. Did you enjoy the experience?
Aye, I did
Yeah.
enjoy it, but it was nervy.
Yeah.
It was nervy. I had a I had a thing where half the audience wanted me to either die on my arse or go the opposite way and go extra hard. And then the other things where I was like kind of got like proper half warnings, like just fucking
Yeah.
you keep that in check.
Yeah.
You know?
When was it decided? Because Gareth had Ryan as best man and also Nick. So when was it decided who would go first?
About a week ago.
Right.
Week before, sorry. Yeah, me and Nick. It was that night me and Nick were out and he was just like, oh no, it wasn't. It was actually at the home stag. Nick was like, I wouldn't mind going first. And I was like, yes. No
I think it
difference.
was the best way to do
I
it.
was like, there's no difference to me. Like,
Yeah. Why were you reading your speech out from like a folder that looks as if you were fucking
'Cause-
performing a graduation?
Because it was meant to be Craig Hill's, right?
All right.
And then Craig went and got a different one, and he was like, "You use that for that best man speech," because it was just like holding the paper, kind of wobbling. I thought it'd be better. But then when I saw the pictures of it, it looked it was way too big.
I look mad, aye.
Yeah, well, it looked massive. It was just like a fucking
Aye.
I was like, "Oh, okay, this is too big."
Yeah.
it looked fine in my thing. When I saw a picture of it, that's
You're
ridiculous.
holding it like that as if someone would hold an order of service.
How do you put on my glasses? It is very funny about the grandmother.
Hated it.
Despised it.
There's a couple of pictures of you performing the speech and her just wishing for death.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so funny.
I don't know how old Gareth's gran is, but I reckon she aged a good 10 years in those 5 minutes.
Yeah, she I was told like she can barely hear anything and whatever, and then so she should probably hit it anyway. And then I heard that like no, she heard that one.
Oh, she heard it all.
She heard that. She just.
I don't think it was that bad. I can't think.
I wasn't. I was really not bad. I called Laura a fucking idiot at one stage, and that was thing, but that's nowhere near.
Yeah, I can't think of any joke where I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ."
Nah, no, it was like mostly just chatting about her being an idiot or like pretend to forget the kids' names and shit like that. It was nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pissed, so I can't.
It was like,
I can't remember much.
Any rapists in?
Come on out here, you rapist.
I've heard stories about you, Uncle Bobby.
Uncle Bobby. You
He's like,
beast.
what?
Come on, everybody. Beast. Uncle Bobby has to leave in a cloud of shame.
The bride in tears. Like, this is exactly what I didn't want. Boost.
Even the staff. Beast.
One of the staff members, she came up to me and she was like, "I loved it. That was so good."
Did you?
I was like,
hell.
I do loads of these.
That's nice. That is nice. It's nice when you find out the staff have been listening in as well.
Yeah.
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 They were good staff.
They were.
No pints though.
Yeah,
You
disgrace.
get a pint.
Disgrace.
I hate a place where you can't get a pint.
Yeah. It's kind of like I just grow up.
I don't like drinking beer out of a bottle. I've just realised.
Not when you're. It's good to have one at a barbecue.
Yeah, aye.
Like if you're like, oh here, give me 2 bottles,
Aye.
big fine. But really, at that situation, you're like, I would love a massive pint to just
Aye.
tan 3 of these quick.
Aye, exactly, aye.
Like, you know, volume.
Yeah.
You can't really savor a massive gulpful in a bottle because you literally can't do a gulp.
No, because
Let's
it's
just
too
fuck it.
fizzy and you'll just...
Yeah.
Aye.
Unless you torpedo it, smash the bottom.
Stropedo.
Yeah.
We used to do that in Malaya as well, actually, in the muff hunt.
The muff hunt.
The stropedos, yeah. That was the drink of choice on the muff hunt.
That's so funny. That's how you kick off the Malia muff hunt. Everybody standing at the starting line. Stropedo, a WKD. Put on a beaver mask and just sprint to the nearest bar. All these women that no idea what's going on. It's the Malia muff hunt.
Women shocked. They've just come for a nice holiday.
Yeah.
Like, what, you came here on the Malaya muff hunt? You fool.
So when the hotel prices were through the roof. The Malia muff hunt was on. Some guy caught up to you with a big number 4-inch on his thing going,
Asking me to sign it.
"Hey, you from out of town?" She's like, "No, I'm from Greece. You are."
Oh, so funny.
Good crack.
Right. This week's film. Now, we're doing the Queen, right? Helen Mirren as the Queen.
Yeah.
I want to express delight and dismay at this film.
Okay.
Delight in that I quite enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Dismay in that it's not the film that I thought it was going to be
Too
to
wide.
annoy you enough.
Well, don't you worry.
Because I was expecting it to be a celebration of all things HRH in Windsor,
Yeah,
and it's not.
No,
and I
it's
was
not
like,
really.
ugh. Oh, this isn't as fucking institutionalized and as shite as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because they're not made to look the best.
No, they're just not made to look bad.
I also didn't realize it only covers a very short period, like literally a week,
Aye.
essentially. I thought it was the whole Queen.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I did too. I never really looked into this film, obviously, until I think so. I did presume that, and then it was just basically the whole film's just about what the aftermath of Diana.
Yeah,
Didn't even show the crash.
I was disappointed at that as well.
You know, if you're gonna, it's a Hollywood movie. You don't want that shit. Like I don't want to hear the aftermath of 9/11 movie. I want to, unless
aye. I think it's
who would you cast as Diana? Paul Walker.
Rosamund. What?
Paul
Paul
Walker.
Walker.
Rosamund
Rosamund Pike.
Pike's a shout.
Aye.
That's a good shout.
She's got that. I always think Diana had a psycho look about her. I bet. Like
Rosamund Pike's hair starts to fire down on her forehead.
In general, or to play Diana.
No, just in general.
All right.
Little thing. You'll be like, her hairline starts like there.
Really?
You'll notice it. Believe me. It's from
It can't, because she's got a fringe and like Gone Girl and stuff. Does she not?
Yeah, she obviously changes her hair,
Aye.
but like
But you can't have a fringe if your hair starts just above your eyebrows. You can't have a fringe because then you're fucking cousinette from the Addams family.
Yeah, I'm just saying they'll have to shave that hairline back if she wants to do a for good Diana. But it is a good one. Yeah.
Do you know what I found out, right? The side note.
Mm.
Do you know what I found out? That on most Hollywood productions,
Mm.
particularly actors,
Yeah.
not so much actresses, most actors will wear a hairpiece
Right.
because it's just easier. It's easier. It's easier than particularly if you're filming outside. They don't have to have stylists to come in for continuity, and also if they're filming over a long period of time. So even if the film isn't chronologically isn't a long period of time,
I see.
the filming schedule, they don't have to worry about haircuts. They don't have to worry about anything like that. It just keeps it a lot easier to manage for dude stuff. That's why you very rarely see dudes in films and their hair isn't immaculate and it's not all in place, and that's why.
What would they do for me? They have to put on a bald cap every day?
Yeah,
Just in case.
shine it up and
spruce it up.
but yeah.
That's interesting. That's good. That's an actual bit of movie trivia.
Because Connery had a hairpiece from like Dr. No onwards. He was a massively early bald man, Connery.
No, he does strike me as the type, in fairness to him.
Yeah. But
Okay.
incredibly hirsute everywhere else. A fucking chest like a fucking
Oh, yeah, but
like
that's
a rug.
Yeah. He's one of them ones, like, he brushes the inside of his t-shirt when he takes it off.
Yeah. Wonder if he ever
Full-on.
thought about doing a comb up. You know what I mean? Just comb his chest hair and back hair. Just
Shoulders.
meets it in the middle.
That's so horrific. If he did, like, shoulder shrugs, his hair just falls back over then, peels back off.
But yeah, I was disappointed because we were talking about the best car crashes in films, and that could have been a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it would have really hammered it home, you know, if it just did that movie after seeing her fucking splatter all over her window.
Am I to understand that so she was they were in a Mercedes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her and Dodie.
Yeah.
Um,
Lottie Dodie.
Yep.
Free John Gotti.
Yeah, dead as a Dodie.
Dead as a Dodie.
He was in. So they were in the Merc. Big Henri Paul. He was the driver,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
he was pissed.
The driver was pissed.
Well, this is a story. This is one of the stories that are offered as to why it happened. He was fucking hammered.
Okay.
Like he was their driver, but he'd been hitting it hardcore in the hotel in Paris.
Nice.
So he was pissed, and then they were getting chased by dudes on bikes, paparazzi.
Okay.
And then I'm
On
assuming nobody really knew what happened in the tunnel, but I think they hit a ball, like a middle bollard or something like that.
It wasn't it a bollard, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't really know, to be honest. Do you know, I'd realised in this, I really don't know anything about the royal family. Like, I don't know any of this. I just laugh at it.
It's one of my, like, I think I've got quite a good general knowledge, but I have no interest whatsoever in
That's what it is.
royal ancestry
I
at
just
all.
don't have anything to say about it. Like, the thing is, like, just monarchy's bad and I couldn't be arsed with it, and I'm Irish, so we all laugh when they die.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't actually know much about it. I remember when Diana died. I remember because I was only young. I was only about 7, 8.
Do you
But
remember
I
where
do
you were?
remember. Yeah. Starting a slow clap in the tunnel.
In the tunnel?
It worked, boys. To Malia. The Malia mob hunters killed Diana. That'd be great. A new terrorist group was found out to have killed.
I was delivering papers.
Were you?
Yeah, I was a paper boy, and I was out delivering them that day, and I came back in because my mum loved Diana.
Yeah.
My mum was the kind of person that taped the funeral.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah.
like, when the fuck are you watching? Genuinely,
Yeah.
when it I think most things that are ever videoed, you'll never watch again. Particularly people on camera phones. Like, I have taken videos at gigs, and I've never ever watched them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Shite. I've never watched anyone's. I'm fairly certain we'll have a video recording of people singing "Happy Birthday" at every single birthday of both my kids, and I've never watched 1 second of that shite again.
I never take videos of pictures of anything.
No.
I'm the opposite. So like, my mum was like, "Have you got any pictures from the wedding?" I go, "No,
No.
There was a photographer."
Aye, exactly. Aye, maybe a funny picture.
Didn't even
Or like
take
a
one
funny sign you've seen in the toilet.
yeah.
Someone's left a big shite in it or something like that.
Yeah. You know, I have done that before.
Yeah.
That's why funny, because they're always like, like, root mama 087925.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, like I'm exactly the same. I have 2 pictures of that entire wedding, but I also have 2 pictures that I took when I was down in Cardiff when I saw a street sign that said Fanny Road. So I'm like, so that's like that's what interests me.
Yeah, no. So by the way, who is Dodi Al Fayed? Is it, she was just banging this dude?
That's Muhammad Al Fayed's.
Yeah, but he was he too.
Who was he too? Is his son?
No, but who was Muhammad Al Fayed? What does he do?
He's the owner of Harrods.
Oh, is that what he is?
Aye.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
was he not? Was it Fulham? He was.
Yes.
Yeah. He was.
Yeah, that's why I know him.
Yeah, and he's now disgraced because he's a massive big sex pest. But yeah, he was the owner of Harrods.
Okay.
So I'm
sweet.
assuming they would meet through some connection of royals go to Harrods.
Okay. Is Harrods? But what I think of Harrods is Harrods not like House of Fraser?
Yeah, but I'm much higher class.
Okay, right.
Like yeah, I don't even know if it's that big a deal anymore. When we've been down in London, I've been gigging, and Amy and the kids have come. We've gone along to Harrods because it is quite nice, but you can have breakfast. But
okay,
it is like House of Fraser, where it's not one. It's like shitloads of stores in one big massive department store, but the cost of things are so out of limit. Like me and Seamus walked around the watch bit.
Yeah.
And you're talking like the cheapest watch was like 12 grand, and you're going.
Ooh,
so it is one of those. It's one of those places like to be seen. It's one of those places where people will buy a bag, a carrier bag, because they can't afford anything else in there. You know that? What's that place they do it? They do it in Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Macy's in fucking New York, right? They'll do it. It's that kind of place.
Nonsense. Okay.
But yeah, but that was a massive scandal as well, because he was like. I can't remember what
he was
their origins are, but they're like the Muslim family.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's this whole thing about like I hate the fact that they even make the distinction in this place between like royals and commoners.
Yeah.
Commoners, and I think the fact that was Diana. I don't know if she came from a commoner background.
That never fucking like.
I know Kate Middleton does.
Yeah, and Meghan Markle would have. She was a commoner.
Oh, she'll definitely. And then there's a whole other problem with the fact that she's American and black.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's very funny that anytime someone that isn't pure white comes into the thing, it is a massive scandal.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look good every time that it's like, oh fuck. Do you conspire to this conspiracy theory that Diana died in a car crash? Just a regular car crash. Nothing was planned.
Or she was stinged by. Right. So you think right? I would be stunned if it was just a
car
crash. Stunned.
Do you reckon? Because you said your man might have been drunk. Do you reckon that's how she did it? The Queen just slipping him wee brandies before he gets in the car.
No, I mean it would be probably the least traceable.
Yeah.
Unless the guy, like, if it turned out the guy had been 16 years sober and he'd just get like his chip, and nothing had happened to turn, and then you'd go, why did he just start drinking 2 hours before driving Diana? But if the guy was if a guy liked to drink anyway, it's a pretty easy way to. But then you can't guarantee that though, because I drive much better when I'm pissed. So it's the last thing you want is to booze Henry Paul up, and he ends up getting him home. All that happens is he gets him home 10 minutes quicker than they normally would have.
All he does is he's saying like there's people chasing him on bikes, paparazzi, but all he is like. More prepared. Exactly. Yeah. You know, he's like James Bond card. Yeah. Exactly. Coming out the back.
Yeah.
Hit the nose.
So no, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there was some shenanigans of brakes getting cut or.
Do you reckon if they superimposed that scene from Die Hard 4 where the car comes out of the tunnel and ramps up the thing and hits a helicopter, and they just put that in and went, Deaf
That's
Princess
what
Diana.
happened. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
It was a helicopter. just took the footage and just put it right on there.
Just put in the bit from The Dark Knight. The fucking Batmobile just turns over, and then you've just got Charles standing there as the Joker.
That's great. The guy that played was it Charles? No, Philip. Was it?
Philip is
That cunt.
Dudley Smith from LA Confidential and Babe's dad.
Yes, that's what it is. I have him down as Warden in everything. He's
Yeah.
the Warden guy. We call him.
Yeah, I don't think you can
we
call
mentioned
him.
He's been in 3 films as a Warden.
Yeah, his name's James Cromwell.
James Cromwell.
Yeah.
Well, he was obviously going to look at that for a fucking
Yeah,
name.
he has. He does play a lot of wardens. I don't think I can call him Babe's dad. He was the farmer that took care of Babe.
He's the pig's father.
He's a fucking pig's father in this.
So
He's pretty good.
he's a good actor, though.
He becomes. There's a great. What is it?
He's good in Succession as well.
There's a great line, which because I think he plays Prince Philip fairly well, and then when they're talking about arranging, he says to the Queen, "Is like, have you seen the guest list for the funeral?"
That's so funny.
A chorus line of soap stars and homosexuals.
Fuck's sake. It's basically everyone in the X Factor. That's so funny.
Aye, we should talk. So basically, the storyline is it's the royals' reaction. It's as much a story about. See, it's called the Queen because she is the focal point.
Yeah.
But it's as much a story about Tony Blair as it really is the royal family.
Yeah.
And did you notice what they do? I've got that. Oh no, I've got that in my trivia actually. So
Yeah. Do you remember I told you about my Tony Blair, Cherry Blair thing that someone told me in Dubai?
No.
Do you remember you were like you're chatting full of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was told that Tony Blair and Tony and Sherry Blair were swingers, and they kept buying like high class prostitutes every time they came to Dubai.
Did I dismiss that as?
Yeah.
I now take that back. I think that could be eminently true.
Yeah. Apparently, well, what I've been told is that they always go around in this 2 or 3 places in Dubai, and what I was told is he was raging because he had this thing about one certain high class prostitute that they would always get, but one day it was like the G8 conference or some shit, and Vladimir Putin was in town, and apparently Putin had taken her.
Imagine being
being the
call girl of the stars, like,
yeah.
for the most powerful
Oh,
people.
They're sitting there going,
Jesus,
Putin or Trump today? Let's see, ladies. They're all
Fucking
gambling in the thing, like
Jesus Christ!
Yasser Arafat balls.
Oh God, Justin Trudeau! Oh God!
Open the door, and Justin in blackface.
Now I'm gonna have to wash my tits after this. Shoe polish all over me.
Fuck's sake.
I would absolutely believe that about the Blairs now.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that at some point there had been some wife swapping between the Blairs and the Clintons.
Oh.
That wouldn't shock me in the
Tony
slightest.
Blair and Hillary Clinton hammering at it.
Yeah, I reckon it would probably be Hillary and Cherie
Okay.
with big
Imagine how
with Tony
stinking that room would be after.
Tony parking the cars and just Big Bill sitting there,
Playing the
cigar with a sax, yeah, doing a soundtrack.
That's
How
so-
fucking maybe that's why Bill Clinton specifically chose the sax, so he could give his own porno soundtrack to any sexual situation. I don't even know if that is a sax.
was Bill on Epstein Island? Yeah.
Yeah,
He apparently was, wasn't he? Was Tony
Yeah.
Blair?
that's a good point. Again, I wouldn't put that past him.
Tony and Sherry Blair, hey.
Blair was that
Horsing it into each other.
weird because obviously Blair became Prime Minister in '97, like about a month before Diana died,
Yeah.
and then
So you're saying it's related?
he but because Blair, like, because you won't remember this, because your age, and particularly living in Ireland as well. The Tony Blair years and the New Labour years were actually a genuine cause for optimism in this country.
Okay.
Because it was the Tories getting put out. And it's weird how it's all kind of switched around, because now John Major, obviously Thatcher went, and then John Major came in, and he was a pretty fucking dull. That was the whole kind of, his entire premiership was just dull until the fact that it came out there was fucking hundreds of scandals where he'd been pumping Edwina Curry and all sorts of shit like that.
Always a pumping scandal.
And Blair was like this new, fresh-faced, young, dynamic guy with ideas, and he was going to improve, and there was a whole optimism in the country. It was Britpop, all that kind of time. The weather was better. You just had Euro 96.
Okay.
But then now, how history has looked at them, I reckon John Major is a far more respected and lovable character than Tony Blair is now.
Probably is, yeah.
Because of the Iraq War, obviously. That fucked Blair, so...
Yeah. Okay, well, do you know what? So you somewhat enjoy... I just found this was like the thick of it without anything funny happening.
Yeah.
I thought this was... Right, this is what I'll say. It's not the worst film we've had in this podcast. This was the most...
God, it's not even close.
The most boring film we've
Fuck off.
ever had.
Not a chance.
This is the most boring film we've had in the podcast. I watched this on Paddy's Day.
I know, that's very funny.
Bored. I was
very funny.
Bored to tears. It was fucking Diana has died, and then it was just watching that old cunt wander around her house.
There was there was a huge amount of time taken with people just phoning each other in this film.
Oh my god,
a lot of phone calls.
Just a lot of phone calls, and then Tony going like, "Damn it, I fucked another one up."
Yeah. A lot of phone calls, a lot of letter writing.
Yeah, a lot of letter writing.
A lot of sitting down at a desk to write a letter.
I thought you would only get it because you would be interested in this and did politics.
I do like that. I do like that's why, like, of the only series I watched was The Crown. I watched the first series of The Crown. I far preferred the Churchill stuff.
Okay.
To the actual royalty stuff.
Right. Okay.
Because I find the whole. I mean, I'll not be. I'm massively anti-monarchy. But I'm at it from I think a different point of view than you.
Yeah.
I'm anti-monarchy because I think it's fucking ridiculous. I think it's borderline insanity.
Yeah, it is.
That
medieval.
You can still have kings and queens and princesses and stuff. That's fucking mental in a modern society.
It is.
The fact that someone and you see it in this film, the sheer reverence that people give to them when they walk past, and like.
Yeah.
I remember seeing, right, when, who was it? One of them was born. Whatever one William and Kate had first.
Okay.
Right, there's these two fucking lunatics that are at every royal event, right, and they'll be like the first to camp out outside anything, and they really look creepy wee men. Okay. And they're decked like you know those fucking kiosks you get as you step out of train stations in London that just sell all London shit. That's what they're dressed like, a fucking double-decker bus.
Right,
post box, fucking Union Jack everywhere. And they're hanging about, and they interviewed them on telly, and they're like, "No, we're just hoping that she brings the baby out so we can meet her." And I'm like, "Who you're the last people I would ever introduce a baby to." Yeah. Fucking bizarre looking humans.
That's their like Dungeons and Dragons or Paramore fans, or you know, like people that are like mad into something.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But I know people, like my mum's fucking massive royal. She fucking loves the royals.
It's an odd
my
thing.
My gran loved the royals. You're like,
it's just like pageantry. Like, but I can't understand how you like that pageantry, because I don't think even when they were younger. I don't know. Like, I don't really get it. Basically, I'm not really around it, I suppose. You know, we just kind of like laugh at that more. And I think people think that, especially like Irish people and all, they'd be like, have a laugh about the Queen and all that. But I really think nobody gives a fuck.
Has Ireland ever had a royal family?
No.
Oh,
well, we had kind of like kings back in like the 1600s or whatever.
Aye. Really. I think most European nations really, like, must have.
Yeah.
Scotland has, but.
Yeah. Who was your last one? That's a good question, in fairness.
Kenny Dalglish.
King of the country. I thought this film bored me to fucking tears. There was a part I was like, oh, something's happened. You know, she's out for a wee drive.
Aye.
And she gets the car stuck in the water.
That's a shite bit.
And then rings the guy and is like, can you collect me? And then the guy collects her. And I went, what the fuck was that?
No, that was all symbolism, because that's when she meets the stag.
Oh, that was so shit.
That bit annoyed me. The killing of the stag annoyed me far. I was sadder about the stag dying than I ever was about Diana dying.
Yeah.
Because the stag had even less of a chance.
yeah. If the stag died in a car crash, we'd know what it was.
Imagine a stag in a car that hit another stag. Fucking hell.
My God.
Just antlers all over the shop.
Shit impaled everywhere. Have you ever seen that video of the horse or the rally car hitting the horse?
Yeah.
Great cry. Great cry. Check that out, guys.
It's better than this film. Right, what notes? I'll tell you my trivia.
Tell me some trivia.
Right. The scenes within the royal households were shot on 35mm film, so they would look lush and cinematic. The scenes within Blair's world were shot on 16mm, so they would give the contrast between the commoners and the royalty.
Cool. Didn't notice.
You can see it. It
looks good.
It looks cinematic when they're all at Balmoral and stuff like that. Whereas Downing Street, now I looked into this. Downing Street apparently, because it looks like a right shithole. Downing Street when they're in this, like not a shithole, but it just looks like a regular house. Where we're in the kitchen, and it's like quite a small kitchen. They've just got a regular fucking dining table. But apparently, it is quite a bit of a shithole. 10 Downing Street, not that big.
Are you forced into it?
You have to live there. Wait, you've got two homes. I mean, you've got Chequers as well, which is like a.
It did seem like another estate when they were right. Okay.
I think they've got a flat as well, but that's. I mean, they will have to spend the majority of their time there.
Okay, right. Well, yeah. Okay. My favorite. I just wrote down. But while you're getting the next one, like the very first scene annoyed me.
Right.
When she was sitting there chatting. I was like, there's lots of this because they obviously don't paint them in a good light, but there's parts where they try to make them humane. But the way they try and make them humane isn't just being like normal, because I reckon she would have been obviously a human, not a lizard. But the first one was like, scene one was just her sitting there having a chat with a black guy. And I went, oh, here we go. That was like the first thing, as if she would be talking to black people. Oh, I envy you being able to vote. Like, fuck off. The guy was like, well, you know, you've got all this. I was like, really? He would just probably like take the fucking. He had already shanked out on the paintbrush. He'd already got the shiv done. Stab her to fucking bits. Oh, hello there, Jerome. I'm like, what the fuck is this? She's a real woman. Remember she was trying to do like, there was more about her. That's what they kept trying to do that was annoyed me. Remember like when she got caught in the car, she goes, obviously it's the front brake disc. Remember I was a mechanic in the war, remember?
I was a mechanic
in
what?
Yeah, fuck off.
I know, I can't know what.
You looked at a car
that
once?
Was mental.
Aye.
Tony Blair claims he's never ever seen this film. However, right, he in his autobiography, guess what Tony Blair's biography is called?
What?
It's nothing. It's not like a pun on a name or anything like that. It's the shitest name. It's just called A Journey.
Oh.
When in his
tunnel vision,
in his autobiography, he describes meeting the Queen for the very first time and uses lines that she said to him that are in this film. However, the screenwriter of this film says he completely made all of that up. So Tony Blair
is lying.
Tony Blair is lying, which isn't like him.
Fuck! What a terrible thing to be.
I think that's the worst thing Tony Blair's done.
That's it, straight up there. Imagine if that's what he actually got to the Hague over.
Lying in his own autobiography.
Fucking liar.
This one's a good one.
Okay.
Right. The 5 corgis who portrayed the Queen's dogs won the first ever Fido Award, which is a film award for dogs in movies.
Okay.
Right? They won Best in the World and Best Historical Character. Right? Now, I didn't know these existed.
They did in real life, yeah. I knew about the corgis.
So, no, you don't, I know corgis exist.
No, but the Queens.
And what?
I knew she had dogs, didn't she?
Yeah, I knew the Queen had dogs. I didn't know these awards existed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the Fidos are so
Fidos?
shite, right? Fido stands for Fidos is for Incredible Dogs on Screen Award.
Fidos. Best actor on a lead. Best actor on a lead role.
Right. I'm trying to so 2007, the Queens won it for the historical hounds.
Okay.
That's dogs in historical films. Comedy films was The Year of the Dog.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you some other. So of the best category, the Queen won. I'm just trying. This is the award. The 2008 award. There's one called the Rom-Com Rover, right? And that was the dog in Sex and the City, who was Samantha. I don't know if you remember. Right. 2009 awards. Comedy Canine was the dog in Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Fuck's sake.
Rom-Com Rover, Marley and Me.
Well, that's a big one, yeah.
But didn't win Best Dog of the Year. Right.
Scooby-Doo's never won.
This is a bizarre one. The winner of the 2010 Comedy Canine, the dog in Toy Story 3. What a cartoon dog.
Yeah, yeah.
The King's Speech.
You can't do that. You can't go. The actor for Best Actor was Flubber. That doesn't.
2011 awards. Best dog in the world. The dog in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. What the fuck is going on with this thing?
2012, I Am Legend. No one he chokes out.
Oh God, these are so shit.
The Fido Award. Is it still going? Like,
it's still going.
What's the most recent one?
The most recent one is so let me see.
That's so fucking funny. The Fido
If
Award.
they've just had them. All I can get is the 2024 awards. The historical dog of the year was in Napoleon. The comedy canine was the one in Poor Things.
Jesus Christ.
Also nominated the dog in Meg 2.
Oh, yeah, I'm in for that.
The rom-com one was the one in Barbie. And the blockbuster Bowser was the dog in The Little Mermaid. But the comedy canine, a dog in the Banshees of Inisherin won in 2023.
Okay, right, yeah.
Fucking hell. Basically, it seems like any dog that's been in a film has had at least a nomination in this. Because there are some of these films that I never even realised there was a dog in it.
Yeah, there's a couple there, they were like, the dog in Planet of the Apes. No, I don't remember that.
It says the dog in Spider-Man. I can't think of a dog in Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
This has to piss them off. Right? In 2022, right? Comedy Canine nominations. A nomination for Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
A nomination for Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds, won by the Phantom of the Opera.
Surely the best original score is won by Beethoven.
The historical crown 2023 for Lady Charlie's Lover. What a horrible fucking Jesus Christ.
My dog's won a Fido Award.
Listen to that. That's the best one. The film for Best Dog in a Blockbuster in 2023, right? Nominations for Top Gun Maverick. Can't remember a dog in it at all.
They were in planes nearly the whole thing. Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 4, right? Won by Cocaine Bear. This is fucking insane.
Fucking hell.
Absolutely insane. There's an international one called the Palm Dog as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus H.
This
Christ.
is because, like, Cara can't watch movies that dogs die in it.
I only watch movies where dogs die.
Well, you know what? There is a website for it.
Yeah.
So I had to keep going in, does a dog die in this? And type it in. And I'll be like, yes. And I go, oh, fuck it then, you know. One day I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's a horror movie about this guy, whatever. So I can't remember what fucking shite horror film it was, right? So we turn it on. And And she was like, there's just hardly going to be even dogs in this. Fucking opening scene, dog getting slaughtered. And I was screaming, laughing. We did it recently with Megan, the movie Megan.
Yeah.
She kills a dog at the very start as well. The little fucking robot cunt.
Surely it must be. What if it's an evil dog? Like
dog.
Cujo. Would she be sad at that getting killed?
What's Cujo?
Cujo's the Stephen King book that's about like a devil dog.
Okay. Well, like the hounds in Omen?
Yes.
She wouldn't want them dead. Can't watch the film. Let's turn it off.
Before, how long have we done?
Oh, we've done loads. We've done nearly an hour.
Oh, good. Like I say, I'm really disappointed with this film. I thought this would elicit sheer anger, but
it bored me
aye.
to fucking sin. Do you know what? Not everything kept happening. There was the part that fucked me off was like, there's a mechanic in the war, and then she sees the stag and starts going shoo, shoo, and I was like, fucking shoot both of them, shoot both of them, bury her inside the fucking stag, cut it open and shove it out. It's fucking arson.
I think let's make comment about the royals and that side of society, regardless of the inhumanity of the treating it. I honestly can't understand how you would ever look at something like a stag, and feel any good at all about shooting it.
I just think these people are fucking weirdos.
I don't understand.
Genuine creeps. It's the only thing that makes sense, and it goes for fox hunting and those American cunts that shoot lions is like a weird power trip.
It must be.
It's the only thing, like it because they know that it's slightly wrong, and then they have a thing, and they've got a little community, and then they.
But what I don't get is I don't get how they can have any sense of achievement of it, because, like, again, like if you're hand to hand combat with the stag and you come across you get the better of it, fair enough. Right, you've actually done. If
you do it with a knife,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not for it, but even at that, I'm like, well, at least you're getting a little bit.
If you've killed a stag using a sleeper hold, impressive.
Joking out.
But there's not even any. There's not a challenge of intense. I know. Like they might have to track it, but as you find out in this, they've got trackers for it. So essentially, all that happens is you send these poor bastards, who, I mean. Poor bastards in terms of like
their mums just died. Get the kids. We're
gonna go and fucking slaughter an animal. But trackers go and find it. They then say, right, it's over there. Right. The only skill is keeping quiet, because they're not that far away. This isn't like American Sniper, where they're fucking
3
they're
kilometers,
three clicks away on top of a building, and they have to adjust for wind, and shit like that.
And them guns
and
are
then
way
make an
more
escape.
accurate.
They're not escape. There's not a shitload of other stags gonna turn up and went, who the fuck did that to Jeffrey?
Yeah. Like, I was stunned at, it's the same type of rifles you use for, like, clay pigeon and shit like that. I was actually stunned how easier it was than it looks. Actually, thought clay pigeon would look hard. Like, you get the rifles where they blast basically like a shotgun, then you get the little bit more. But even the ones that were, like, he's given us the more harder guns, and I hit something like 37 out of 50 in the hardest gun.
Really?
And I was sitting there going, like, you're not really missing a deer unless you're actually quite bad.
No.
You could be, 1 or 2 shots, and you're like, all right, ready.
Yeah, if the deer's running away,
sure,
and you're also in a moving vehicle,
sure,
fair enough. But if the deer's bending down to drink out of a river, and you're 100 meters away behind a bush,
you're hitting it. Like,
you're shite if you're not hitting it.
Yeah.
So there's no sense of achievement, and you're just destroying this incredibly majestic creature for no reason whatsoever.
Creepy bastards. I'd lock them all up, to be honest.
Fucking mental.
Fox hunting.
That's even worse.
That's just the.
Do anything?
They've added pageantry and just have dogs. Yeah, what's the hunt?
Aye.
Yeah.
You send a pack of wild dogs after a fox.
Do you know what the worst thing is? That is like that's the exact same cunts then that would be like give out about like like gypsies doing like hare runs.
Yeah.
Like Irish gypsies and travellers doing like hare runs, and they're doing the fucking, like in a Snatch.
Yeah.
And then the dog gets it, and the rabbit's fucked. I'm like, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah, there's no
also
element.
love barber jackets.
Yes, oh God, yeah. There is no element of a... Tell you where there's an element of a hunt. the Malia Muff hunt.
Oh,
That takes skill.
That takes skill. That's also keeping quiet. That's also the number one. A bush 100 meters away. Usually, you got to wait until she goes to try and order a cocktail.
The three things I wanted to do before we end. First up, I'll finish off with my theory.
Okay.
First up, I'm pretty sure I know this anyway. What do you think about the almost complete role reversal in public perception towards Alistair Campbell?
Here's a fucking. This is what's. Do you know what's fucked me off? And I don't know why it's fucked me off. I'm going to get her name wrong. I was on Letterboxd for this film, just coming in here in the train, and do you know Io? Oh God,
Adeneken.
Not him, not
No.
the comedian.
No.
Io, she's the
Io
actress.
Sky.
She's
The current WWE Women's Champion.
It's not that either. She's in what do you call the one with the Jeremy Allen, the chef fucking thing, The Bear.
I owe you a $5. No.
I owe you a $5. Get the fuck.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, she's actress in The Bear, and she always has like this thing about Ireland as well, because we all claim her because she learned Irish and some shit like that, right? But she everyone really likes her, really good actress. I saw her fucking like her letterbox in it, and I was like, God, I find this very interesting, blah 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 film. Plus, Alistair Campbell's got a really cool podcast that it's really excellent. You should listen to. And I was just looking at it, going like, oh, ayo.
Aye.
Like, what is? How does this happen?
Aye.
How the fuck is this happen? Like, and then I thought it was like joke. Remember that time you put in like the picture of like the podcast arena?
It's I can't.
I was
I
like,
don't understand it at all.
How has he done this? He's not actually done anything.
I honestly do not. I think the idea of people going to an arena, the idea of anyone going to an arena to watch any podcast,
Yeah, it's insane.
is fucking mental.
Yeah, it's not good.
But those two, it's just it blows my mind.
Who's the other person?
Rory Stewart.
Yes,
Who's a former Tory politician, but he was like the left leaning Tory. So, but fucking unbelievable. Yeah, the transformation PR transformation that Alistair Campbell has managed to do on himself is worthy of the PR that he did at this time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He is a spin doctor.
Yeah,
He spun himself.
like incredible considering what he's been involved in.
Yeah, it's like basically the death of like 1 million people.
Yeah, and also a guy that fucking guy that was basically killed in the woods.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
No, I can't remember.
Shit, this is terrible. But when they were looking for evidence and the inquiry and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just
You're like, yeah, unbelievable. Spun it.
arsehole.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's not even a doubt. We were going like arsehole. That should be the general public.
I know.
You'd think. I don't even really know what he did PR wise to come around, but just all of a sudden everyone liked him again. He just started a podcast essentially.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we started this podcast, to get away from previous crimes.
Yeah. Nobody check out. Don't type in Ryan Cullen Myanmar.
Yeah. The Chilcot inquiry, that was what it was.
Oh, Chilcot. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to find out the poor man that.
Is this going to be?
Fuck.
What happened to him?
He basically. Well, I don't want to say in case I get it all wrong. And
Yeah. Well, I get things wrong all the time in this, and my brother most of the time, or people in the Discord keep
people
going.
think we're thick as fuck in this.
Well, I will say we are.
Yeah.
Never claimed anything otherwise. Okay. Now, the last one that we did, I had to do a correction this week, is when I was going off on the Deftones.
Yes.
For signing There's Really Bombs, and somebody was like, that was Disturbed, Ryan. And I was like, oh, good, I can listen to the Deftones again. But it was Down With the Sickness. It goes a bakery in Gaza or whatever. That was them.
Right.
The Sickness was the band?
Yes. Dr. David Kelly.
Okay.
Right, so Dr. David Kelly was a Welsh scientist and authority on biological warfare.
Okay.
He was appointed to the United Nations Special Commission in 1991 as one of its chief weapons inspectors in Iraq. Okay?
Yeah.
A year after the publication of the 2002 dossier on Iraqi weapons of mass destruction, which stated that some of Iraq's chemical and biological weapons were deployable within 45 minutes, Kelly had an off-the-record conversation with Andrew Gilligan, a BBC journalist, about the claim. When Gilligan reported this on Radio 4's Today programme, he stated that the 45 minutes claim was included at the insistence of Alistair Campbell.
Okay.
Kelly denied that he said Campbell had forced in the reference. The government complained to the BBC about the claim, but they refused to recant on it, and a political argument between Downing Street and the BBC developed. Kelly informed his line managers at the Ministry of Defence that he might have been the source, but did not think he was the only one, as Gilligan had reported points he had not been mentioned. Kelly's name became known to the media, and he was called to appear on the 15th of July before the Parliamentary Intelligence and Security Committee. 2 days later, Kelly was found dead near his home after killing himself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like there's enough there to be killing yourself
Following
about.
Kelly's suicide, Tony Blair set up a government inquiry. The inquiry concluded that Kelly had killed himself.
Yeah.
Hutton also stated that no other parties were involved. There was continued debate over the manner of Kelly's death, and there still is.
Do you reckon it's going to be like that end scene in like The Dark Knight Rises, where you're going to be out? They're going to be out in Malia. You're going to look across, and it's going to be Blair like that, and there's David Kelly with a number 6 inch on him. Put it up. It's bring
fucking amazing.
bring everything back to
Mali was a place where every celebrity you thought was dead actually just goes over there. Elvis and Hitler are out in the Mali muff hunt. Hendrix.
It's just so good.
Kurt Cobain.
From day one, they're doing that blocked out voice. It's supposed to be somebody. It's supposed to be fucking what do you got, Chadwick Boseman? And he's just like, from day one, I knew I wanted to live this life.
the opening line in Goodfellas.
Oh,
Ever since I was a young boy, I always knew I wanted to be a muff hunter.
Oh God, I'm going from rags to bitches. Rags to bitches.
Rags to bitches. Right, two more things I want to ask you. This film deals with public, like basically kind of public grief versus quiet dignity. Which do you think? Because obviously the public go fucking hysterical over Diana's death, whereas the Queen prefers a more quiet, dignified approach.
Well,
to mourning. Which do you think is a more... Because it's a very British thing. It's not so much just, in any other country.
Yeah. I mean, the Queen would have been right in that one. Mm. I mean, it should have been just a... But then again, like, obviously, people are just like, well, maybe...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get... Again, it's more like, it's just the pantomime of it all, like the fucking people screaming, crying in the streets. Because you could be a big Diana lover, and whatever, but I don't really get how you can be so upset. You know, there was like footage, because that was most of the film, by the way, a fucking Princess Diana like montage every 14 minutes for people on the street, and then there's people on the street going like, I can't even breathe. How am I meant to live? It's like a dream. I can't believe this has happened. I'm like, what?
There was a couple of like
when a person died. Everyone dies, you freak.
When I watched the footage, like so when you see some of the footage of the day of her funeral, and you can see, like, I get it, like with some older people who've obviously grown up and their generation have a much closer relationship with the royals than ours will.
Yeah.
I could kind of get it with them. I could kind of get it with women of a certain age who also had children watching her two sons walk behind the coffin, because that would then go, oh my God. Get it with them.
Yeah.
There was some video of a couple of lads getting comforted by their wives, and you're going, fuck, like, this isn't a toxic masculinity thing. Like, fucking get a grip here. So fuck off.
Some guy's like, fucking wank bank's destroyed.
some plumber from Greenwich fucking weeping his heart out on the streets to Diana. Fucking get a grip, you silly cunt.
Oh, he's loved Paris too. That's so funny if that is all they want. Because I can barely. I know what she kind of looks like, but everybody fancied her, didn't they? Like,
that was gonna be my last question. Would you shag Diana?
probably, but only after the
Poster
crash. They're like, clear the fucking crime scene. It's obvious. It's immediately a crime scene. Clear the crash scene. Couple of lad, and just a tricolour draped around my shoulders. Get him out of here! First of all, that's Dodie.
Just the invest.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Just the investigation officers at the scene afterwards going, listen, Inspector, I don't know, finding jizz. There's a lot of jizz. That's like in her throat. There's a lot of jizz in her throat. I don't understand what like. I can't. Was he shag like?
Yeah, it wasn't, but it does. The jizz does not match anyone in the car.
It's weird. Like, what have you managed to find? Well, the only bit of torso we can find is her back, and it's. I mean, I don't want to say this, but it seems like someone's jizzed up the ra onto her back. It definitely says up the ra on her back.
It could be a coincidence.
It could have just fallen that way.
Sir, we found this. There's a leprechaun hat. We found this at the Oh my God!
Jesus.
Someone called MI5. They're like, you see the video. I'm like going off the roof like in a Mission Impossible. There's like, it actually looks like he's actually planned the crash purely to pump her.
Oh fuck! Jesus.
Might have lost a couple of people on that one.
I've told you my theory before of this. I reckon the day Diana died was the day when this country went to shit.
The day this country died. You have, what is it? Tell me again now. You have.
My idea is because Britain was a very, very stoic country.
Yeah.
Before this, and the week, I think, was it the week of this or the week after this, that Heat magazine was released, right?
The week after this?
Yeah. And the correlation between, this was the first time that British people had ever shown such an outpouring of hysteria and grief in the way that Americans would. And I think that's what fucked this country, because there was no road back after that. That's what's led to
open the floodgates.
People getting upset online about celebrities dying. I get, right? I was like, oh yeah, Gene Hackman's died. Really loved him as an actor. That's a shame, right? He hadn't made a film in 20 years, but respect to him as an actor. At no point, I remember cunts, right? There are people we know, right? I'm not naming names. There are comics we know that cancelled gigs the night that David Bowie died because they were so fucking grief-stricken. That's insane.
That is.
If you've never met someone, I don't think you can grieve for them that. I don't think you can find it a shame, and you can find it sad if they've left people behind, but you cannot be so stricken with grief that you can't perform your daily tasks. That is fucking. I don't care how much that celebrity meant to you.
Yeah.
If the day Connery died, if I had dared to, I was in the Newcastle stand. If I dared to phone in that night and going, I'm really sorry, but my hero's died. Like, I can't possibly. Fuck off.
Do you remember when the Queen died? I was in Berlin.
Yeah.
yeah. Starting to slow clap. No, I was in Berlin, and what was it? Tom Houghton there, right? So you were like, I'll name no one. I'm going to name this one because it was the funniest, most sad thing I've ever seen. Remember, he put up an Instagram story of him watching The Crown.
Oh my God.
He was like, just going, God, I can't believe it's real. I'm going to watch The Crown now and go for it. I was like, fucking howling.
Just going to remember her as she was. Fuck off.
How can you watch it? Can you watch Downton Abbey? She's not in it. Hi, but it feels like she would have been.
I'm going to watch Paddington again. Yeah, I don't think.
Do you reckon that would have been a good one? You know, they always, every time a celebrity dies, and it's always like it's Paddington. But it'd be great if he was around for this, because it would be just like, you know, like just her arm. Because he's just like dragging an arm and a bit of carcass,
tire mark on it.
come on.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't think there was any going back from it because after, like I say, after that, Heat magazine became, so that's when it became properly celebrity obsessed.
Yeah, aye.
And then that's when everyone became obsessed with just
Following.
showing off about everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything needing to be made so fucking public.
Yeah, yeah.
No privacy whatsoever in anyone's lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm fairly certain OK Computer by Radiohead came out not that long after this as well. And that's what killed Britpop as well.
Okay.
So
terrible times, really.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Like this country got dark. The minute that car hit that bollard was the end of this great nation. And now look at it. Now you've got people queuing at a bar in Witherspoons, actually queuing. Not even the good old days. You wouldn't have got a fucking queue on August the 30th, 1997.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Before that, people would treat a bar like normal. Now, fuck off.
I never really too much understood, despite everything we just said, Irish people and stuff like that about Diana. You know, they all. I mean, I dressed up as Diana after the crash for Halloween once. Have you seen that before?
No.
I went as a post crash Princess Diana for Halloween once, and. I was going into somewhere in Dublin. I can't remember. I was thinking I was going into Coppers of all places, and somebody just went, "Oh, jeez." But really, what I was about to say is, I don't really see the hate for her because, like, it should be similar to Meghan Markle, kind of in the way that you're like, well, she was kind of anti it. You know, they treated her like shit, in the sense that they killed her. But you know. I kind of and you know it's very funny that they even in this they're all like, oh look at her, she was always out showing off and asking for attention, and half the time it's her obviously going for the cameras but also like being at like a charity for mines and stuff.
Yeah,
and you're like, that's actually what you're supposed to be doing. That's like, as the Queen, I'm like, that's what you should be doing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
should be
yeah.
going out
I thought you
doing
meant me. I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
you.
am I
That's
going
what you
to
should.
raise money for people who've been killed by mines? I didn't give a shit.
You'd survive a mine.
Just raging that my shoes been ruined.
I would be incinerated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's literally, she's angry because Diana was like, well, if you're a figurehead of public figure or whatever, but this is what you should be doing. I think that's the real reason why she hated her. Just like, that's what I should be doing, but I'd rather just sit here and come out at Christmas time and chat to everyone when everyone's children's fucking starving to death. And I'll sit here on a gold piano and go, whoa, and everybody fucking tunes in, socks are off.
See if you, if any of you are out there and still have any sympathy or love towards Meghan Markle, I suggest you watch her Netflix cookery show. My God. Oh, it's the worst thing.
Okay. I will. I actually don't know her in anything.
The worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Great.
It is so bad.
Never seen it. Well, what?
It's a show where she tries to convey that she's just a normal, just one of the girls, just a normal mum trying to survive, cook for her kids, and then goes out to her own fucking personal beehive to collect it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's the same thing that pissed me off about this film, when they keep trying to humanize
lizards.
Trying to humanize lizards the whole way through. Lizards can't drive jeeps. That's why it got stuck in the river. She goes, like, you know, just that stupid shit where they're like, you know, petting the dogs or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Meghan Markle, there's doing the same if you're saying that, because you're just like, but you're not normal.
No, you're not.
You're married into royalty, you mad cunts. That's
Yeah,
it
exactly.
over.
Yeah.
Regardless of what way you do it. Like, you can, I get it that you're not one of them or whatever.
You can wish to be as normal as you want, but you're not anymore.
Yeah, you've done it. You fucking, first of all, you're on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So before the royalty thing, it's over.
I'm just like every other mum out there with an 8-part series.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck off. Like, get it together. There's way he goes about it. Yeah.
Anyway, Michael Sheen was really good as Tony Blair.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. What have we got next week?
Oh yeah, I actually forgot the DVD in my thing, but I have it, and this one was given to me by Anne Marie.
Okay.
So next week we are doing Austin Powers,
International Man of Mystery.
I just felt like you may as well keep it British.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
Yeah,
I've not seen Austin Powers in years.
Have you not?
No.
I watched the first two last year. I cannot tell you how well it holds up.
Really?
I was like,
that's
I
good.
thought it would never hold up or be annoying.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man, I fucking scream and laugh. To be honest, the second one's better, but top tier. Big
Excellent
fan.
stuff. Right,
really,
Austin.
really holds up.
Austin Powers next week. Just for listening this week, give us a review, suggest all sorts of stuff. We are going to have another episode out. We're going to have the Austin Powers episode out also this week to make up for last week's absence. We're going to go and do a Patreon. You can still sign up to our Patreon. We're going to do a Patreon here where we are going to answer the usual questions, and we're going to try and do. We were trying to come up with the top 5 kings or queens in films, and it's ridiculously difficult.
Yeah,
there aren't that. Trying to think, I thought about it all day, and I've come up with 5, but it was a real challenge.
Yeah, no.
So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do another Patreon again this week after Austin Powers. Tickets. We've both got Glasgow Comedy shows, Glasgow Comedy Festival shows. All the links are down the bottom.
Yes.
You've got roast battles straight after your show.
Yes, please get tickets. They started well and then they've plateaued.
Yeah. But apart from that, we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.